represent Physics of Greatness. And right now, homies and homies, time to do my topic. Got an email from a subscriber, and let me read it to you. Here you go, right here. Okay. What's good, Chris? My name is Roderick. Big fan of the channel, been watching you 2 years now. Got a question now. I'm what you would call a beginner. Been off and on for 2 years, more off than on. So I guess you could say I'm a beginner. And I'm a real big fan of back training. I train with my cousins all the time. And I notice in a lot of beginner routines, close grip T-bar rows is the foundation for lat development. However, my cousins argue with me all the time. They prefer to do seated cable rows. And technically, if you pull towards your stomach, just like you do on the T-bar rows, it hits the muscle the exact same way. So my question to you is, should a beginner do free-weighted T-bar rows close, or can you get away with cable seated rows close, as long as you pull it towards the stomach? An answer would be greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. Man, I need to get something to eat, man. It took me forever to read that shit. My eyes are getting blurry, can't see straight. I haven't eaten in like 4 hours. But pretty much, guys, he wants to know, hands down, which is best for lat development. Is it gonna be the close grip T-bar rows, pulling towards your stomach? Or is it gonna be the seated cable rows, pulling towards your stomach? Those are both lat dominant exercises. Now, if you haven't seen my video yet about following your journey, it was a gym story. He says he works out with his cousins. I'm assuming those guys aren't beginners. Because usually when a beginner works out with people, they tend to like to follow people better than them. Like Vince, he came to me because I was better than him at the time. Now he's
at the time.
Now he's trying to challenge me. And you know, when I first started, I had people I was under. So I'm assuming those guys are advanced and they probably are at a point where they don't have to do cable rows. I'm gonna have to say for beginner, for muscle building in general, the T-bar rows close free-weighted is hands down the best exercise for lat thickness and development. Let me explain why. A lot of people tend to forget. They tend to forget that during a repetition, there's 2 parts of a repetition. You have your concentric and your eccentric. That's the negative and positive. For example, when you curl for your biceps, everybody thinks the most important part of the curl is when you squeeze. That's a very important part of the curl, but what you don't realize is coming down controlled, the negative eccentric part of the rep, the negative part of the rep, that causes the most damage in the muscle. What happens when anything is damaged? When anything is damaged, there's a need for repair. Repair, delivering nutrients to the muscle, repairing muscle fibers, micro tears, over time is what causes the muscle to thicken and grow. So it's fair to say the negative, eccentric part of the rep is just as important, if not more important, than the contraction itself. So if you're a beginner, and let's say you're T-bar rowing 3 plates, you're gonna get 3 plates on the way up, you're gonna get 3 plates on the way down. So let's say you're cable rowing, city cable rowing, you got 120 pounds on that bitch. Yes, you got about 120 pounds coming back, but as you're releasing, even if you're controlling it the whole fucking way, you're not getting 120 pounds of resistance on the way back. Your resistance on the way back, the eccentric part of the rep, that's going to determine based on how well lubricated the machine is. If they're using a chain or if they're using a rope on the pulley. If it's an old piece of equipment or a new piece of equipment, who made it, everything. You're not gonna get the natural laws of gravity using the cable. Me personally, only time I do seated close grip cable rows is if like right now I'm tired as fuck and I get to my last exercise and I really don't feel like getting all those fucking plates together, you know what I'm saying? And my lower back is tight from doing squats, I might go ahead and take the pussy way out and just do some cable rows to finish my muscle. But hands down, the bread and butter of your back exercises should revolve around the basics. It should revolve around heavy, free weighted movements. In my opinion, cable movements are great for advanced lifters like myself. Like I used to do a lot of weighted pull-ups, but now that I'm advanced and my back is already wide as fuck, I just do cable pull-downs. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to say for a beginner, stick to the T-ball rows. Unless you have those days where you're tired or you're in a hurry, go ahead and do the cable rows. Or you can do both, man. I've done both many times. You can see some of our old videos together with me and Vince. We'll do the fucking heavy T-ball rows, and at the end of our workout, we're burned out with the cable. Cause I have to say, that contraction is very important, especially if you want that Christmas tree action, you can really squeeze the muscles. Make sweet fucking love.
Wait, hold up.
It's great to use both, but if you're asking me which one is the best, I'm gonna have to say the free weighted T-bar row for lat thickness, hands down, is way better than the cable.
What was the name of those old videos? Do you remember?
Man, I know one of them was called Lats Were Made to Get You Laid.
We have that one on the screen right here.
Be sure to check that out, guys. Lats Were Made to Get You Laid. Volume 1, I believe. We had 2 parts of that.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
It's been forever. I don't remember.
Yeah, we should round all our titles. But anyway, don't forget to like my shit. Comment, subscribe. Holla back at your boy.